give the call to the member for Hughes.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Aged Care and Sport. How many additional nurses are needed to fulfil the government's commitment to have 24/7 nursing in aged care by 2023?
Great question.
I give the call to the Minister for Aged Care and Sport.
I thank the member for Hughes for her question, and I congratulate her on her first speech in the House yesterday, and I welcome her to this place. With respect to the question of 24/7 nurses, I was so pleased to get to be the minister to introduce that in the House yesterday morning. There were many people from this side of the House yesterday morning here witnessing the very first bill through the House in this 47th parliament to be one to get to the work of reforming aged care, something that was neglected for 9 very long years under the previous government. And like the Minister for Environment, I noted from an earlier answer today, in just 9 weeks, in the first 100 days, we are going to deliver 17 and 2, 19 recommendations of the Royal Commission in the first 100 days of this government, compared to only 9 in 17 months of the previous government. 9 in 17 months compared to 19 in the first 100 days. One of those goes to 24/7 nurses. If that's the member for Page, are you coming for me on that?
The minister will resume her seat. I call the member. Order. 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 I remind members on the left, one of your members are taking a point of order. I will ask for his call. I'll give him the call when there is silence. The member for Page.
Thank you, Speaker. Relevance. I asked the minister maybe Google it. It's a number. It's a number. The answer to that question is a number.
Resume your seat. The minister. Order. Order. The minister is being relevant. She's been on her feet for 1 minute. The question was specifically regarding the government's policies around additional nurses, regarding the commitment in aged care. I'll call the minister.
Thank the Speaker. So we estimate that about 80% of the facilities across Australia already fulfil or nearly fulfil that requirement, 24/7 nurses. So we are focused 110% on the 20% of facilities that are not yet fulfilling the 24/7 nursing requirement. We need to lift up a standard of care across the country that was neglected for 9 years under the previous government. And I note this newfound interest in 24/7 nurses that they could not find within themselves to support in the Senate in the previous government, in the 46th parliament. This bill that we put through the House yesterday morning would have gone through, but for their inability to support 24/7 nurses. So now you look to me to ask how I'm going to deliver something that you could not do yourselves, despite the fact that in the Senate they had the ability in Budget Week, Mr Speaker, in Budget Week, in the dying days of the Morrison government, one of the very last things they could have done was legislate 24/7 nurses for older Australians across the country, but you didn't. You didn't. So now we will. In the first 100 days, we have commenced that legislative process. We are working with providers to make sure that everybody will have those nurses, so that come 1 July next year, every single older Australian knows that they will have access to a nurse when they need it in their facility across the country. We will do that in tandem with our friends in the industrial movement who are helping us move forward, with our friends in the Community and Providers Association who are working with us to make sure that people in regional and rural areas, people in remote areas can access nurses, have the exemptions and support that they need to do that. And I'm pleased and proud that this side of the House understands the importance of that. I am heartened by the question. It suggests there might have been a turnaround in your approach, but I note that we would not be in this position being forced to address this workforce shortages if you'd done anything in the past 9 years to take aged care reform seriously.
The minister's time has expired. The Manager of Opposition. Order. Order. Just ask the member for Macquarie to resume her seat. Well,